real quick is the Andor trailer, and we can go in, and we're gonna go in when the show ultimately drops, right?
Yeah.
But just kind of like I enjoyed the trailer, but that's like I told you when we talked, Disney Star Wars kind of always win the trailer.
Man.
They
Yeah.
always win the trailer,
Yeah, man.
right? And then they put the music with that. You know what I'm saying? They get you. They got us with Obi because they threw the Obi on, and it was all prequel era music, and none of that shit was in the show, right? So they got it was that, but
None of
just
that
like
shit
my
was
initial things, even because I don't think we talked about this. I don't know what your interest is in the show, right? I'm one of those
Mhm.
people that like unapologetically really enjoy Rogue One.
Yeah.
Like Rogue One was the shit that got me back paying attention again. Like when I watched
Mhm.
that, I was like, okay, I really enjoyed that. I thought it was a dope, different play on. Like you said, they always going back to do something instead of going forward.
Yeah.
But I thought it was an interesting play for something to be just a scroll in the first line in the original movie to then be made a movie about like, oh no, these people really did steal the Death Star plans
Yeah, facts.
and get that over, and they built a whole movie around that. Um, but for me, just kind of a quick thought. The only the thing that gives me a little pause about it is how they're gonna do it. Is that this is the same time as Rebels, and I know I'm the Rebels guru of the show, but
Facts.
it's like this is the same time. So is this Rebels live action? Because we're getting a Sokka too later with a Rebels person. It's just kind of Rebels live action because this is the beginning of the rebellion.
Yeah.
Rebels show us in a cartoon form for kids the beginning of the rebellion, right? How all these different factions got together, and a lot of these people that are in this show, not a lot of people, but a couple of people in the show showed up in Rebels. Mon Mothma showed they had to save her in Rebels.
Yeah.
Saul Guerrero, they didn't like his tactics
Mm-hmm. Saw
in
Guerrero.
Rebels. Right? So like, um, um, is this going to be that? Like, are they going to be able to tell a different story than they tell? I guess it didn't. And another thing that came off to me when I was watching is that there were some elements to me when some of the scenery that looked like Jedi Fallen Order, right?
That's
The
in my
Scrap
notes.
Heap Planet.
That's in my notes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. You kind of got
I'm
my
looking
note.
forward to it. I didn't mean to take that. I mean,
No,
I'm
no, you
looking
go.
forward to it,
Yeah.
but I'm really looking forward to it and how they do Andor because when we get to him, I don't want this to be a coming of age
Right.
story
I was gonna ask you that.
because
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
we get to him in Rogue One, he shot the informant in the back.
Yeah, man. He was very much for the shits.
He smoked the fool.
Yeah. Smoked him out.
Like
And
we
and
can't
the
have
dude
you
had
get
the
caught.
dude had a limp. Like the dude was like already kind of like
Yeah, they already had a
yeah,
disability.
he had like a gimp, like
No, he smoked him because like no, we can't
yeah,
have you. You got information and you're gonna get us yoked. So I'm
yeah,
I'm eliminating you altogether. Thanks.
cold blooded. Yeah, we got
So we get into that.
we got
But
his arc in Rogue One.
my last little point, I ask you this every time we talk about Star Wars. So I'm actually not. I wouldn't say excited. That's maybe I'm interested. I'm intrigued by the thought of Coruscant because I kind of always ask you like we never like Coruscant was such a big deal
Absolutely,
till it
man.
wasn't.
Yeah,
Right, right, and it just
yeah.
wasn't. Like it went from
The
episode
crown
3.
jewel. Yeah,
Do we get to episode 4 and Coruscant don't and there's no it's not even they probably said it a couple times, but it's nothing. So we're
no,
going back to Coruscant a little
that's
bit.
yeah.
So I'm interested in that. I'm definitely interested in that, but enjoy the trailer. But go ahead, man. My bad.
Nah, you good. I was really going. I want you to elaborate a little bit more on like Andor. Like, what do you think in terms of like Andor? You think that it's really gonna be about him, or you think it's gonna
Oh
just
no.
be about it's gonna revolve? It's gonna be about the world that revolved around him.
I think the world that we're gonna revolve around until we get maybe season two.
Mhm.
Season two do what they doing is like the that's the part I was talking about looking like a
Fam, that's fallen order,
that's
fam.
fallen order. That's the first thing
That's
I
you know what
thought.
that is, fam. That's reused resources right there. That's
Yeah,
recycled resources.
yeah.
That's like concept art. That's
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, man. Come on, man. Come on, bro. That's fallen order. They even look like they on a shipbuilding or scrapyard or something like that. Shipyard or something. But you say you don't think it's going. You think it's
I don't
going.
think it's his story until we get to the second season,
Okay.
because I think the second season, what they're like, this one is 5 years before New Hope, right? And then season 2 is going to be a 4-year jump, but it's year every 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So the first 3 episodes going to be a year, second 3 obviously up until the point where he meets they I guess up until the point where he about to shoot dude in the back, right? Right. It
Wow.
can't have it
Okay.
overlap. So it's going to be like that.
Wow.
So I don't think season 1 is only, I think it's him and name, because we're not getting that much Mon Mothma in the trailer for her just not to be a big part of it. We got a lot of, it's my man Selvig. We got a lot of Selvig in that, right?
Yeah.
I think it's probably going to be more about the inner workings there, like how both of them are kind of, and because they might even be playing each other, right? Like, does she really know that because he seems like he's going to be the mentor to Andor, right? And he definitely not gonna make it. He not gonna
Nah,
make it out of the show.
he ain't
Right?
nowhere to be seen in
Yeah,
Rebels. He ain't
it's
nowhere to
over.
be seen in Rogue One. He is not. He's
He's
dead.
the dunnest.
He the dunnest of dunnest.
Once he get the fade and he get up in that ship, he's so done, right?
He's out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, he curtains.
Yeah.
But he gonna sound like he gonna be like maybe his little mentor, like the reason why. And like literally like like he may be like in Rebels, like how young boy was, where he had to get guided out of just being a thief and doing his like robbing from, he didn't matter who he was, he's gonna steal from the stormtrooper. It don't matter. What's my little, my little young, the guy they looking for now? Rebels, you know what I'm talking about. The guy they looking for that
Oh,
Thrawn.
you talking about Ezra?
My Ezra. Yeah,
Bridger? Yeah.
he might be down
Yeah.
there a grown version of Ezra at this point, like kind of like a different version of that. Like, you was young, I saw something in you, guys, and you need to stop doing it that way. You need to come fight for a cause.
Yeah.
In a more seedy way, because hopefully he doing seedy stuff, right? He got bodies and all that. But at the end of the day, I don't think the first season is his story, right? Because he could not, if the year 5, he could not be as impactful as he probably going to be when it gets to the point where it's until the point where he meets old girl. Was it Jen? Right?
Yeah.
Because he really wasn't even about it like that until he was ready. He was almost like Saul was up until Jen, right? And then maybe with Jen, they like he wouldn't have done all that they did when they really got the depth without the plans without her. Was he ever really a leader?
I don't think so. He
So
never
Andor
was. He wasn't in a movie. You know.
Andor is the story,
right,
of the early. They call it, instead of calling it the early rebellion or the seeds of the rebellion, they just calling that shit Andor.
Yeah, they basing it around a familiar face. Yeah,
no way.
They never was gonna get away with they never was gonna get away with just like you said, having a show called The Face. First of all, you already got a Rebel show, but just having a show called The Face of Rebellion or like naming it after a planet or something like Coruscant, the Tales of Coruscant or something like that. They never was gonna get away with that. They took an established name, somebody that's familiar. He's not a big name actor, but
no.
He is known from from Rogue One. So my thoughts is with the trailer, I think it's by far, I think it's actually the best looking trailer that they've had.
Yeah, it's the best one they've done,
especially for their shows.
Correct.
I think this is a breath of fresh air. When you compare what they've been doing we've had 3 straight seasons. Well, actually 4 straight seasons of like similar looking Star Wars shows, right? They look very much like they're direct, like they're produced by the same person, that being the 2 seasons of Mando, the 1 season of Boba Fett, and now Obi-Wan. Those all look like similar shows. They all in the same vein, pretty much. And they all take place on Tatooine. For the most part, desert planets. They all take place in similar settings. Yeah, man. When I saw this trailer, bro, and again, I was very much not looking forward to this show, but the trailer sold me. The trailer sold me, man, because I was kind of an Andor hater, man. Not even a hater. I was just more so like, I don't care. I'm not looking forward to this. As I do towards most Disney Star Wars things, but I definitely wasn't looking forward to this one because it wasn't wasn't under the umbrella of Favreau. But this, man, this trailer actually shocked me a lot, man, because I couldn't pick out a scene I couldn't pick out a frame where I wasn't interested, man. It's such a departure from what we've been getting that I was really impressed. I was like, damn, and it looks cinematic as hell. Like
Oh, they supposed to do
it
most of this on location.
this for real looks like Rogue One cut up into an anthology,
Yeah.
of episodes. This look like it's gonna be very much in the same vein as Rogue One. Um, and that's saying a lot because Rogue One is one of the few Disney, it's my favorite Star Wars Disney movie,
Yeah.
and I think it's the best one out of all of
Yeah.
them. But yeah, man, this one really impressed me. I'm not really that interested in Andor, nor was I in Rogue One, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like Rogue One, it's never really about one character. I don't think Andor is going to be about one character. I think
That's a good point. That's a
they
good
use his
point.
name. They just use his name, but I think this is like you said, man. I think this is about the seeds of the rebellion. I think we're gonna see Bottoms. Many Bottoms died. So that was in that's the thing. A Botham, we ain't never seen a Botham on screen. You know what I mean? We
Mhm.
know that they spies. We know they're the best spies in the galaxy.
Yeah.
We know they're not human. They're aliens. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of familiar faces. We got Mon Mothma, we got Saw Gerrera right there. That's a big deal. I'm looking forward to it, man. And I couldn't believe it. Like I walked away from the trailer, like,
Yeah.
damn,
I
man.
wasn't even expecting it. Like it just
I gotta
logged
watch
on
this
one
shit.
day. Yeah, that's what it turned into, right? It was like,
This,
oh, now we got to be at it because
yeah,
it wasn't a thing where it was like I thought we were going to have a conversation about it. Like if it slapped, it slapped. If it didn't, it didn't. But like look at what him with this salad. Like we don't know. Like and he running up on my mouth. But like so who's playing who, right?
yeah.
But I seen that and I was like, wow, I didn't know
Well,
I
we
was going
know
to be at
one
this
is going
degree.
forward, and the other one not.
We know one
We
going
know
forward, another one
Mon gonna
ain't.
move forward. Yeah, Mon Mothma's gonna move forward.
Yeah,
Okay,
he ain't making it.
he ain't making it. It's not a if. It's a when is he gonna die? He's gonna die. So we gotta figure out. Yeah, when is he? But he's again. That's a good actor, man. I think he's gonna make an impression. Look at that Coruscant. That's
They got some excellent footage of like different
yeah,
parts of Coruscant that we never saw, right?
yeah,
Like
man.
from like up top and then down low, like you're just seeing different ways of seeing Coruscant. Like some of the stuff where like people work, right? Like
Yeah,
some people got to like it's
and
just a lot of different views of Coruscant that I'm cool with.
this is
I'm looking
post
forward to
Return
this.
Revenge of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith, man.
Yeah,
Post Revenge of the Sith. Look at that. The
this just
Senate.
yeah.
That's the Senate.
And it's just a puppet senate at this point in time. Like I'm allowing, I ain't even really ruling y'all with fear yet. We still
Nah,
5 years away from ruling y'all
he
with fear
probably
with the Death Star.
you probably ain't gonna see the Emperor. The Emperor's
I
not gonna
hope we
show
don't.
up. He don't.
That's
Yeah,
that's my last question. Like when we get into it, get into early predictions, but just a real prediction, the real theories. We may have to do that, but ultimately, do you think they gonna bury us through this season one? Like season two, we don't know how long that is away,
honestly, I
but in
don't,
season
man.
one, we gonna get member buried.
I don't think we're gonna get member berry. I think we are gonna get cameos though. I think we're gonna get Saw Gerrera. We're gonna get Mon Mothma,
Yeah.
and we'll get like a Botham or something like that. Like we'll get something we never really seen before. We'll get Botham. We'll get K2SO in there eventually.
Yeah, he coming. He
Yeah, he
got it.
coming.
Yeah, he coming. He coming.
He coming because the way they talked about him in the movie was like they've had these Avengers are Avengers.
Yeah,
They've
that's his
had
little
these
man.
adventures. Yeah, they've had all these past little battles and stuff like that. So I definitely think we're gonna get K2SO eventually. But wait, we're gonna get heavy Mon Mothma, which I'm kind of like, that's the only part that I'm kind of like, we don't really need too much Mon
We don't
Mothma. All
need
right,
no.
it's a reason she was great, and the original was great, and it's a reason why George, the prequel version, which is this one, is great because you didn't really see a lot of her. You know what I mean? She kind of made like a grand appearance. Now you giving her you fleshing her out, you giving her an entire backstory. Now it's kind of like, all right, be careful now. All right, let's not make this the Mon Mothma show.
Okay? Yeah, you think?
I don't want that.
No.
I don't need that.
No.
But I do want to see Bottoms. I do want to see. I want to see the Senate come back, and I want to see I'm definitely interested in this little screenshot right here. I want to see what the Senate looked like you said, puppet Senate with the Emperor and literally in the shadows. Like
Mhm.
this is all just like elementary to me. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
this is all just
Job's done. Job's done.
yeah. This is already I
You
don't
think we
really
get
need to. Yeah, we don't really need this. So
Bale? You think Bale? He
I'm
got to
tired.
kind of show up if you got this right.
I'm tired of Bell, man.
Oh, I'm
But he,
done with
but
Bale.
Bell, but Bell, yeah,
But
Bell gonna
Bale
be there.
was in Rogue One.
He got to be there. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
he's a part of the rebellion.
maybe later. Like I said, I hope. I actually would. If you're gonna show this, that means Bale has to show up. Um, I feel like the only other within this time, it just depends how far they show the faction of what a rebel is, right? So they, we have to delete it scene from Revenge of the Sith that's basically canon now. Where her and remember that they show like Padme telling them, "Hey, I I'm picking up what you're putting down." When they start talking about the rebellion in that kind of meeting they were at, her and Bill, and Padme was like,
Yeah,
"I
Padme.
understand. Don't say too much now. Like,
Yeah,
chill. I'm
yep.
picking. I got what you're saying."
Yeah,
Um, so do we have like a thing like maybe I know Leia's coming, right? She didn't just show
yeah,
up. So is that a
yeah.
season 2 thing?
I think it's a
Uh,
season 2 thing. I don't think we see her.
yeah.
I think they would announce their casting if it was any chance of her. Yeah, but I don't know. I
And then,
mean, yeah,
and it depends on how far the rebellion is. Like how are they showing it different from maybe other things? Because like I say, this is kind of the same time as I believe it's the same time as Rebels, and it still was like a ragtag bunch, right?
yeah, yeah,
It wasn't until like basically if let's say like season whatever they call in
yeah,
year 3 or 4 where like they picking up some steam, right? They were just lucky to get a couple wins in season 1, and then we come out at the end that the person who was pulling, that's the thing I'm talking about, who was pulling the strings the entire time was Ahsoka Tano.
yeah. She
They
had that
got called
code name, right?
yeah,
Fulcrum. Yeah,
Fulcrum. So
yeah,
like, do they sneak some of those things in? No. But at the end of the day, I hope they don't. I hope that's more of a season 2 thing because I know that's coming season 2. But for this one,
yeah,
uh don't spend too much time when Cassie was a baby. As
yeah.
a little
Please don't.
kid, when he was
Yeah,
walking around, he saw we got to see the hardships of everything we have. Like I don't even want a lot of him showing him how he became who he is. Let's just get to the part where like Selvig meet him, take him up
yeah,
under the wing, and he start doing what he got to do. Whatever it is, and then they actually do it because it's a dirty side to the rebellion, man. I think that was a good thing that
yeah.
that Rogue One shit. Like, nah, it wasn't just about a bunch of people with hope and let's just
Nah.
we're gonna have faith that it's gonna come together. Like, nah, people had to go kill informants. They had to, they had my guy right here. you know, call it what you want.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
call
just
it
a
war.
wild boy right here,
So
man.
wild boy, like they didn't like. Hey man,
Yeah,
his tactics. That's the one thing people. That's like the only thing people's negative really say about Rogue One. Like, if it wasn't for you, it wasn't. But if you like the show, you say the one thing was they didn't let Saul be Saul. He was a shell of himself about
yeah.
time
He
we got
was,
to the. He
man.
was a shell of himself.
He
And if you
was.
watch Clone Wars
He
and you
was.
watch any other things like that,
Even if you play Fallen Order, man,
yeah,
he was getting down in
he
that.
was he was getting down to Fallen Order.
He had the haircut and shit. Like
Yeah,
he had a
yeah,
he had
yeah. How you go for
a
the ball
even.
to all this, man? Hey
Yeah,
man, hey man,
he
hey
had a
man,
low
cut that off,
Kobe.
man.
Like yeah. Yo, he had a low Kobe. Like how you? But
Forrest
that
must
was
have had that in his contract. Like, no, I need this. I can't cut it off, man.
yeah,
Saul
man.
had the baldy. Yeah, because he had the lowest of Kobe's.
Yeah,
But
bro.
yeah, no. So I'm definitely intrigued by the thing. I actually took the day off because they're doing 3 episodes in one day, first
It's an
day.
event, man. It's an
So I took
event,
the
man.
day off. Like,
It's like a movie, man.
I hope this does
Obi Wan.
well. I hope this does well because just for the simple fact that so they can like, okay, let's move forward. We tried something, so we caught lightning in the bottle kind of twice. Except now they did have Vader.
Yeah,
So let's not like I don't want to go too far and be like, oh man, they ran with it, they picked it up, and they just glint and like Vader was in the and Vader like the ending of it. You walk out
Yeah.
of watching Rogue One, you have a Vader cut
Yeah,
to
he
a
was.
Leia cut deep fake, even though it wasn't a good one.
That was wild, bro.
You go from Vader wrecking
That
shit,
was wild.
and you're like, oh shit, this is the beginning of A New Hope.
That's
So
right.
you did do that.
That's right.
I don't know if you take that off, do you feel the same way, like walking out, like, oh shit, they just died at the end, and you was like, and then you saw maybe like a glimpse of them getting to the
I think you walk away like,
it,
oh yeah,
it was cool.
that's a dope little movie, like But when you walked out after that, you was like,
That freaking last couple minutes was just like a
hey man, that was Vader, bro. He had the dude on the roof, and he spiked him on the.
spanked them up. Then they got the layer. So
Yeah,
so it does have that baked in, which lets me know that we're gonna see some hating. But we get into that when we get into that. I think
we're gonna cover this show.
uh,
We're gonna cover every episode, man. We'll do our review, our recap review of the first three. And yeah, man, let's cover this one week to week, man. They sold me, bro. They sold me. Like you said, the trailer. I was like, damn. You know what I mean? I walked away. It was like I had to watch it again. I was like, you got me. You know what I mean? It looked cinematic. It looked like a film. That's what I
it
mean
looked like
by
a film.
very much as a film.
That's the two things.
That's where Star Wars is at its best.
Yes,
Even though all the Disney Star Wars movies are like film and the prequels are digital, Rogue One nailed both. It looks great and it's film. This looks great. It looks like it's very much film as opposed to Mando, Boba Fett, Obi-Wan. Those look like Disney Plus shows. Those look like
and it was in the
shows.
all, and it was all the volume. Right. So there's
Right.
parts that play good for it, but this is the first one that they've done in a while that was back on location. They filmed in Scotland. They filmed up in
There you go.
was
There you
local
go.
spot up in California. You know what I'm talking about. It's famous where they
Well,
do a lot of the
Redwood.
filming up there. Yeah, Redwood. They did some filming up there. So it's like,
Yeah. That's what I
okay,
mean.
gotta have that. Like, okay, so
That's
that's
what
what
I
I'm
mean.
hoping this hit. So they like, oh, wow, what a coinky dink. We
It's the
tell good
first.
stories and then we actually go put in some work. Oh, how about we do that?
There we go. And it's
Let's not
actually the
cut
first
corners.
show that's not on Tatooine at all. So
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I'm with that, man. Like
I'm cool with that.
it just sold me, man. I was looking at it like, man, it's a lot going on here. I don't know how much this is going to add to the Star Wars universe. But I don't. It really doesn't do any damage either. It just sort of maybe it spends a little bit too much time on characters who were meant to be background characters, like Mom Martha. Mom Martha's a background character. She's not really meant to like take center stage. Maybe it does that a little too much, but Saw Gerrera, what I mean? You just there. It reminds me again, Rogue One, Fallen Order, Rebels. I'm like, those are all good. I'm good with all those. So yeah,
That's a great point, man. Because honestly, every person in all those was meant to be background because stories aren't told about them later. Only person they probably even get stories told about them later is Saul, right?
yeah.
If any of his people are still around, but like you think about it, like Andor's story isn't to be told later.
No.
They were one line in the movie in the beginning. They actually made they done made a TV show, 2 seasons of a TV show, and a high grossing movie off a scroll, right? Rebels was able to get to whatever that line is in the New Hope. You know what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, but these were all background characters. Like you say, this really not it definitely could take away if it's Tridash.
Yeah, this is dope, man. No Jedi's, and not even any Mandalorians in it. You know what I mean? Like now Mandalorians are like super popular.
Yeah.
I would argue that they probably like the second most used character type, or they're like the second most used. Like team, like what would I call it? Like you know what I mean? Like
Entity.
there's Jedi. Yeah, they're the second most used entity within the universe now because it used to be all about Jedi's, and then you saw in Clone Wars, Mandalorian sort of blew up, and then even the Rebels they sort of blew up, and now with the Mandalorian now they're back to that. It's like Jedi's Mandalorian. So now to see a show that's gonna focus on soldiers and humans that don't have any powers and that don't have any like armor or anything like that, you're gonna see their face. Yeah, I think it's time to switch it up. I can take that. I can say I'm ready for that. I mean, they you gave me, shout out to Disney.
Yeah,
You gave me 2 Mandalorian seasons, man. You gave
yeah,
me my favorite character is Boba Fett, even though I didn't like the show.
no,
You gave me a Boba Fett show. All right, now we can focus on Coruscant and the rebels and like this guerrilla warfare type.
yeah, that's a good.
You
Yeah,
know
I
what I
like
mean?
that. I
Yeah,
like that. I like that.
yeah. So we get to focus on this side of the galaxy. So I'm here for it, man. I'll watch it. I'm not saying I'm going in super optimistic, but I'm intrigued. They did their job with the trailer. The trailer drew me in, so I want to see what they come up with.